Hi everyone. I decided to reintroduce my series called The Ten Commandments because as I progressed, I realized that although the message is a simple one, it can be more easily understood by a more mature mind. The idea was sparked in me when I had a lot of time on my hands during this pandemic. And as I looked out into the world, I was wondering, where is my place in it? What can I offer? I've always felt a deeper calling on my life, and that led me through many exciting and challenging experiences. But they would be worthless if I hadn't grown, if I didn't learn from the past and then go on to share. I call it the Bubby Peggy Show for a reason. Bubby in Yiddish means grandmother. And we grandparents are obligated to pass our wisdom on to the next generation, and hopefully they can learn by not making the same mistakes that we did. Now, I've been studying the Torah over 30 years, and after delving into many religions and many ideologies which led me to the wrong places, I found that the Torah contains principles and wisdom that are life-changing. Now, if I were sitting in a dark room and I kept bumping into things as I walked around because I couldn't see, but insisted on continuing to fight my way through the darkness, even hurting myself, I would be a very ignorant person. Now, when I look into the world today, there's so much darkness spreading, even though many call it the age of enlightenment. I see nation fighting against nation, division among people, family, friends, illnesses have no cure. And I asked myself, how can I make a difference? I thought of that dark room, and I realized that if I simply turn on a light, the darkness would disappear. So how do we turn on the light in this dark world? Do we join in on one of the many battles that are going on? How do we choose which one? How do we differentiate between truth and lie? And finally, is there an ultimate truth? I remember being so moved by one portion that I read in Exodus, and also that's in Deuteronomy Devarim. Mount Sinai was completely covered in smoke, and it says that God descended, the Creator descended in a fire, and the people standing at the base of the mountain, there must have been 2 to 3 million, they had heard the voice of God, and they were frightened. Now Moses went up for 40 days and 40 nights. And he was handed 2 tablets with the 10 Commandments written in stone by the finger of God. Some people don't believe that. I do. That to me was a singular event that had not happened before and has not happened again. 2 to 3 million people standing at the base of Mount Sinai, listening to a voice from the heavens. It seems to me that those words are important enough for us to pay attention to. They were given to a people called Israel so that we could bring them to all the nations of the world. That is how we would be called Or Goyim, light to the nations. We were to live by them, to be an example, and teach them to others by that example. That's when I thought that maybe this could be my small way of bringing a little light into the darkness. I asked so many people over my last 20 years of singing for the elderly and telling stories. I asked how many people knew what the 10 Commandments were. And some people can name one here or there, but they didn't know what they were. These commandments, for which our ancestors said, we will do and we will obey, they are the foundation for truth. Imagine if we wear eyeglasses with the 10 Commandments written on them, and everything that we did was through that lens. Our life would be so different. Now we each have within us what's called the Yetzer Hara and the Yetzer HaTov, the inclination to do wrong and the inclination to do right. It's our tendency to want to do wrong. It's more fun, so it seems, but the consequences are huge and cause a lot of pain, not only for ourselves, but those around us. So as I present these commandments to you, I hope that each of us would choose to follow them so that we can bring a little spark of light into our own circles of influence. Then we can watch how this light will spread. Now, if you like my videos, please be sure to subscribe. Press the little bell so that you'll know when you receive the next one. Share them with your family and friends. And finally, thanks for listening. Remember what our ancestors said: we will do and we will obey. It's good for us. It's good for those around us. Let's make this world a better place.